comes with a handgun. She comes with a walkie-talkie. And she also comes with her radar thingy gun that detects like the wires or whatever. I think she opened doors with it or something. So here's what the figure looks like when it's all put together. It doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good. I mean, the face is pretty good. It looks pretty accurate. So there's no complaints there. But I do have two major issues with the figure. The first issue is with the body. This is my first time dealing with this kind of body, jointless rubber body. And so my first experience, I hate it. To start with, the skin tones don't match. You can tell that the face is a little bit pinkish, more of a skin color, like a real human skin color, while the body here is almost grayish in comparison. At least that's what it looks like in person. So it looks like she kind of has like a dead body, like her body's dead, a lifeless body. That's not that big of a deal. There are other good figures that have the skin tones not matching. But one of the things that really disappointed me about the body is the amount of maintenance that goes into it. So one thing is you have to clean it, because this figure picks up dirt and dust like a vacuum. It's always like staking. It's never clean. Even when you clean it thoroughly, there's still more to clean. So that's really disappointing. A lot of maintenance. Another thing is that the material wears out after time. And like you can kind of see already the elbow here. As you can see, the metal skeleton is starting to poke through the rubber overlay here. So that's pretty disappointing. You know, over time it's just gonna rip and it's gonna look gross. Even more gross than it already does. But yeah, that's really annoying. It's another big issue. And the second major issue is with the clothes. The clothes don't fit properly. And so another thing I have to do on top of cleaning it and making sure there's no dust on it is adjusting the clothes. And this strap of the dress right here always falls off and falls down, so I have to keep pulling it up, and then it's not covering properly down here, and then I pull that down, and then I have to pull this up here and pull stuff, and then it's annoying. It's a huge hassle, and I don't want to do that every time I'm posing the figure. That's wow. And rarely the figure stands by itself. Usually I have to use the stand. It's really hard to get the figure to stand, but there it is. She's standing all by herself. That doesn't happen often. It's always a fight with the figure, fighting the skin, cleaning it, fighting the clothes, adjusting it everywhere, trying to get her to stand. So you have to use a stand, and then you have to pose it differently when you have a stand. Then so a lot of issues. Also, the stockings stain the body, so be aware of that. If you want to put it on and take it off, it does stain the legs. So yeah, those are the two biggest disappointments of this figure: the clothes and the body. I would have preferred to get a body with joints and body made of plastic, like a regular action figure body, instead of this. If you have experience with these kind of bodies, and you know you're a fan of Resident Evil, you're a fan of Ada Wong, you're a weirdo that collects these kinds of figures with the rubber bodies, then definitely pick this up. But if you're a Resident Evil fan and you just want an Ada Wong figure, I guess you could still buy this, but don't get the rubber body. Get a regular 1/12 body with joints, because there are plenty of other much better bodies. It's not worth it. Like functionality and posing and actually playing with a toy, this body does not work for that. But in terms of articulation, this body does have pretty good articulation, better than what you might expect. But again, no matter how good it articulates, you still have to be aware of the fact that the material will wear down over time. So there's not really a point in articulating it too much. So it pretty much renders it useless. Like if you leave it in a pose where the elbow is bent, if you leave it in a pose like that for too long, it will leave, it will start tearing a hole through it. Yeah, but the articulation is good. Head movement is also pretty good. What really surprised me is the waist movement here. The abdomen, she can bend all the way down. Like, that's crazy. That's unnecessary, but still impressive. And same thing going back. Like, that's crazy. But the figure does have it, so it's not like it doesn't have any articulation. It does have pretty good articulation, but again, what's the point of having a lot of articulation if you can't even use most of it? What's the point of having a lot of articulation if you're always going to have to adjust the costume over here and then over there, and then it's a huge hassle, way more frustrating than it should be. This is not a fun figure. That's really what it comes down to. This is not a fun figure. I wish I would have got a different body to go with the costume set. I wish I would have known how much of a hassle these kind of bodies are. But again, if you collect figures with these kinds of bodies, you're a weirdo. But if you don't have a problem with them, if you know how to manage them and take care of them, then go ahead and pick this up. But if you're a fan of Resident Evil and you just want an Ada Wong figure, I guess get this one. There is another Ada Wong figure that I know of, 1/12 with cloth. The PWToys Ada Wong hasn't come out yet. It's been delayed for like a year. I'm hoping it comes out soon, because that figure will be so much better than this one. But that's a Resident Evil 6 figure. This is Resident Evil 2. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, want an Ada Wong figure, you can get this, but I advise you to get a different body. Get a jointed 1/12 female body. That would work a lot better than this kind of body, because it's just a huge hassle, and there's very little redeeming qualities for a figure like this. Anyways, here's this figure next to a much superior figure, the PWToys Leon. I'm going to review it in the next video. I don't want to say too much about what I think about it now. It doesn't look that bad standing next to Ada Wong here, but it's just not the same quality.
You gotta be kidding me. Get off of me! Hey! Who is that?
Stay sharp.
You freaking psychopath!
Lower it. FBI.
Sorry. Thank you.
What the? Come on, man.
No.
Ada? I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's
Stone Cold